In today's video, we're exploring the Hyatt Regency Tokyo, one of our favorite places to stay for value and convenience. One big favor before we dive in is to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you like content like this. Welcome into the Hyatt Regency, and this is a standard room with a city view, so let's take a look at the view. The curtains are manual. We have some office buildings here, plus a view of the park. One thing that's really nice is that there is a wide range of seating here. So this can be a coffee desk if you need to set up a laptop. If you're traveling with friends or entertaining someone, this is a bench or it doubles as a secondary bed. So there are 2 layers to this, and the bedding is down here. Right on top is the large TV. And if we flip it around, nice king-size bed. And I really like the renovated decorations on the back. It does look like the design was heavily inspired by other luxury hotels. So we have a lamp on the bedside and some more texture and water on that side. Switches for all the light controls are on the side of the bed. Here's the beverage station. Complimentary water are in these refillable bottles, and if you want more, they recommend that you take it to the fitness center and refill it yourself. Also, a hot water kettle, Nespresso, and a wide variety of tea and green tea. Down here is a fridge in case you need to store anything. One key detail that they did do during the renovation is the open closet concept, so that there's actually more room instead of having closet doors that are clunky and come out. It's all open now. The safe is here, and yukata and laundry bags. Bathrobe feels like a giant towel, and more closet space here. The renovated bathrooms are pretty interesting. I do like that there is a bathtub in the standard room now, plus a shower. And there's also a tray of amenities. Behind this door is the toilet. It does have its own tiny little sink as well. Pretty cozy in here. In case you're wondering where we are right here. This one right here looks like a larger suite, so let's go check that out. Welcome into the Atrium Suite at the Hyatt Regency. Let's take a look around. One really nice thing is the very long hallway, which we'll explore later, but this is why it's called the Atrium Suite. Follow me. It's not very smooth. Ta-da! This is a beautiful view of the atrium where you can see 9080, which is the lobby bar, and the 3 famous chandeliers. Chandeliers are original, and each one has 115,000 Swarovski crystals inside.
100,000?
115,000.
Wow, that's a lot of crystals.
Yes, they're pretty big chandeliers. I do wish there was some type of furniture out here. It seems like a lot of wasted space, so it's like maybe if there was like the patio furniture or a sofa and a little more lighting, or I guess having lighting here would kind of ruin the ambiance for the other floors. Stepping back inside, we have the entertainment area. This is a large table, and you can either get some work done here, have a meeting, watch some TV. Did get some welcome goodies, so we have some strawberries and confectionaries. Curtains are manual, so you pull them up here. Ooh, it's bright outside. Mainly a lot of office buildings. What's really interesting is that although this is on a Regency Club floor and the rest of the building did undergo a lot of renovations, this particular suite has remained the same. We were assigned the Atrium Suite a few years ago, and compared to the standard room design aesthetics, this one is kind of stuck in time. There's no water or cooler tones. It's mainly warm tones here. I think the suites do need some refreshing because this couch has lost its bounce, and yeah, it's tired. Behind here is the beverage station. The cups are on the side, comes with an espresso machine, and complimentary bottled water. Nespresso pods and teas are same as the standard rooms, and mini fridge for you to use. All right, let's step inside the bathroom. It's a single sink. Toilet is over here, and it's a fancy one. So if you step inside, it automatically goes up. The shower area is a 2-in-1, so very large bathtub here. I'm sitting on the side for scale, so you can see exactly how large it is. And if that's not your thing, then you can take a regular shower here. Baby amenities are from Pharmacopoeia. And if for some reason you want a show, there is a viewing area from the bedroom. However, You are the one in control of the curtains, so let's put them down. One really cool thing about this room is that there are a lot of hidden drawers and compartments, so you'll notice that the door is kind of missing here, but it folds perfectly into the wall to reveal storage space where you can hang towels or the robes. All right, step inside the bedroom area. We have twin beds here, which are pretty large. If you're a Hyatt Globalist, then you do get an aromatic pillow mist as a gift. In case you're wondering what the view looks like from the bedroom, here you go. There's also a light over here in case you want to turn it on. I don't like how the switch is like manually on the bottom. You have to like manually turn it. Some other designs have a stepping mechanism where you just step on it in order to turn on the light instead of bending down. The walls are stone and very textured, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at the closets. In closet number 1, you can find safe, yukatas, laundry bags, and slippers. You might notice a light peeking out from the other side, and let me show you why. If for some reason you don't want to use the real door, which is the panel right next door, you can exit through the closet. The closet opens both ways, and to get back into the bedroom, there is another door. Very interesting use of doors throughout the whole suite. In case you're wondering where we are right here, which is the largest suite on this floor. So each floor has 2 atrium suites. All right, and that wraps up the suite tour. Let's go check out the rest of the property. Over the past couple of years, we've stayed at the Hyatt Regency over 5 times. The Airport Express bus from Narita has a stop here, which makes it super convenient. There's also a shuttle bus that takes you to and from Shinjuku Station if you don't feel like walking. The Hyatt Regency is located on the business side of Shinjuku, so there's like a tons of corporate offices here, and it's about a 10-minute walk until you hit the metro station and also the large shopping area. The hotel recently completed a renovation. The iconic shot is the 3 original chandeliers in the lobby. The lobby lounge and bar is called 1980, and it was modernized during the renovation to feel more social. I think the redesign worked really well, as many people enjoyed afternoon tea and were social throughout our stay. There are a few dining options on property, including Crossroads Kitchen, which is an international buffet that we'll try later in the video. In the basement, there's the Chinese restaurant Jade Garden, and on the 3rd floor, there are Japanese restaurants and a bar that's inspired by a private club vibe. There's so much good food in the Shinjuku area, so we haven't really prioritized trying all of the restaurants at the hotel. On the 1st floor, you can find a wide range of restaurants. There are also signs to find the 7-Eleven. So if you go up this little pathway here, it's going to be right outside. You can see the famous stripes. Picked up a vitamin C shot from Mandy and pimple spot patches. Welcome into the newly renovated gym. So it is split up into 3 different sections now. So weight machines in the back behind me, bunch of ellipticals, a rowing section, wide range of treadmills here, free weights, and a nice view of the park. All the equipment looks pretty new, and it's from Life Fitness. If you do need more water, this is also where you can find the refill stations in the front of the gym. The Atrium Suite that we were assigned is on the 8th floor, and you can kind of see how this one is stuck in time, where there's not really that many renovations, like the whole hotel used to look like this. In contrast to the 8th floor, this is the 9th floor where the Regency Club is located, and this is the newly renovated interior. So you can see much more warm wood tones, and the lanterns in the hallway makes it look really cool and luxurious versus very corporate and cold. There's also art on the wall. Fresh off a flight, and we are at the downstairs chandelier bar. It's in the lobby area, and each of these chandeliers, so there's 3 in total, have 115,000 Swarovski crystals. It's been here since the hotel first opened in 1980, so pretty cool fun fact. There are some bar bites here. Ordered the lobster bisque. I'm actually quite shocked that there are chunks of lobster here, because we've been to places where it's just like a bunch of flour mixed in, and you can't even see any lobster. It's more like artificial. But here, this is like real lobster bisque. Seb also ordered buffalo chicken wings and a roast beef sandwich. Let's try the lobster bisque. It's really good. Definitely get that. Try some of the roast beef sandwich. Well, it's like fatty roast beef. Yeah, sandwich is surprisingly good. Very tender and fatty roast beef. Also super flavorful. The bread can be swapped out with something more interesting, but the contents inside, very good. Let's try some fries. Thinly cut fries. They're all right. Yeah, highlight here, roast beef sandwich and the lobster bisque. It's also pretty reasonably priced. If you're looking for something on the more casual side, this is a pretty good option. Good morning, it's breakfast time. Since we do have Hyatt Globalist status, breakfast at the Club Lounge is included for us. The new renovated Club Lounge actually looks really nice, but the buffet section is still in the same area as it was in past years. Right along the lines, there's the salad section where you can find a wide range of cold items. Hot section, there's a wide range of like bacon, sausage, veggies. And then there's a made-to-order egg station, so you can order any type of eggs there. I got an everything omelet, and some people are ordering sunny sides up and over easies. Right next to that is the Japanese station, so you can find the onsen eggs there, miso soup station, kanji station, and a wide range of Japanese pickles. Right next to the kanji are the fresh fruits, and right in the middle are cereals and breads, plus cheese. Let's dive into the omelet. It actually looks really good. Nice and runny on the inside. Yeah, omelet's great. Another highlight is the crispy bacon. It's really nice and thin, probably bad for you, but very good bacon. Some miso soup. Pretty good filling spread. Okay, I'm gonna wrap up here and see you in a bit. We're back in the Club Lounge just to do some work, and there's more space, plus there's snacks and drinks here. Today's theme is lemons. So we have a lemon macaron, lemon mousse cake, and Seth made some lemon tea, so cheers. Pretty good. Instead of Lipton tea, they use like a premium brand, so it tastes like an elevated iced tea. Let's try some of the mango mousse cake. This one's okay. A lot of sponge cake on the bottom. I kind of wish there was more mousse. Look at the layers here. So just 3 thin layers of mousse and then a giant sponge cake on the bottom. Oh shit. You didn't see that. So now you can see the layers really clearly. It's a tiny strip of lemon mousse and a lot of cake. Let's try this. It's actually pretty good. Nice work snack before cocktail hour. It's cocktail hour in the lounge from 5 to 7 p.m. and there's a wide range of snacks plus cocktails. In the middle, wide range of drinks, so alcohol, wine, beer, and on the side, there's a salad section, hot items, bread, desserts, and even more beverages. From the cold section, I got jellyfish and a fish dish. Fried, there's egg rolls. In the fridge, there's also the smoked salmon, plus meatballs and mushroom ravioli. Let's try the egg roll. Pretty good. Vegetable egg roll, so there's lots of stuffing inside. Mushroom ravioli. That one's more pasta than filling, so probably stick with the veggies there. Jellyfish. Jellyfish is actually pretty good if you like jellyfish or you're an adventurous eater. Meatballs are pretty tender. So yeah, I'd stick with egg roll, some salad items, and a meatball. I'm gonna wrap up here and see you in a bit. Okay, it's dinner time and we are at Crossroads Kitchen. It's an international kitchen, and what's really cool is that it is buffet style, but each of the items is in a made-to-order style. So there's different chef stations, and there's also seafood and Asian dishes, so a wide range of dumplings and noodles, plus Italian-style foods. And on the other side are all the desserts. It's a small but mighty buffet. The carving station, there's roast beef, mushrooms, starting off with a soup dumpling, and this round we're going to end it with some steamed mussels, plus a grilled prawn. So excited to try it out. It all looks really good. Signature dish is prime roast beef, so let's try it. It's not bad. A little dry, but I think once they cut towards the middle of the beef, then it should be more moist. Trying some of the tiger prawn. Tiger prawn's pretty good. Steamed mussels. For steamed mussels, it's pre-made, so it kind of tastes like the bottom. A bit overdone, so I'm gonna go back for round 2 and hopefully there is a fresh batch. But the current one, it's been sitting there for a while. All right, soup dumpling. Not much soup. I'm like poking through it. Of these 4 dishes, the prime rib and the tiger prawn are the good items. I'm gonna try again for the mussels and I'll keep you posted. Okay, tried a few more items. You have the sea bream. This one's just okay. Had some lobster bisque. Lobster and crab bisque was really good. Can tell that it's made from scratch. Try some of the chili wontons. This one's just okay too. Highlights for me are definitely the roast beef, shrimp, and duck, plus the lobster and crab bisque. One thing I really do appreciate is that it's a portion controlled buffet. So since the plates are larger, kind of helps you pace yourself. I know at the other buffets where I can just like stack on anything I want, I tend to overeat a lot. But here, I actually have enough time to digest and go back if needed. Okay, got some of the greatest hits. The roast beef, tiger prawn, and then the new one here is the shrimp with a fried rice cracker. A bit heavy on the tomato sauce, good crunch from the rice cracker. I would stick with the tiger prawns. More clean, grill, simple flavors. I didn't realize I skipped the cold section. There's hamachi sashimi. If it's not there, just ask someone to prepare it for you. In the middle are beef cheeks with curry, and these are soba noodles with the chicken. And of course, have some grilled tiger prawns. Hamachi sashimi, not bad. Slightly fishy though, bit concerning. Beef cheeks are supposed to be a signature dish, so have high expectations here. It's pretty good, very nice and tender. And I also added peanuts, so there's also a nice crunch to it. And finally, noodles. Normally wouldn't get noodles, but it's the Lunar New Year. So you know, happy Lunar New Year and long life noodles. It's pretty good if you're in the mood for noodles, it's nice and light. Alrighty, it's dessert time for me. Seb, what's the best way to peel a kiwi?
Have them do it for you.
They're already pre-peeled and sliced. It's crazy, isn't it? And I decided to start on dessert since I think I've eaten enough. Have black sesame egg waffle with some soft serve. Let's try it out. Not bad. I think I like the soft serve more and fruit. Overall, I think this is just an okay option if it's for some reason raining outside or you're too tired to explore any of the hundreds of restaurants in the area, then this would be an okay pick. Would I come here specifically for this restaurant? Probably not. My advice is probably go explore something in the area. Yeah, and if you are looking for buffets, I'm sure you can find a pretty decent one if you just did a simple search online. Last breakfast before moving on to the next hotel, got some favorite items, which is smoked salmon, scrambled eggs, mushrooms, and today they do have an onsen egg, plus some miso and probiotic drink. The breakfast is slightly different each day, but it's basically the same concept. But maybe it's a different type of mushroom, or instead of the onsen eggs, it's tofu. Pretty good variety, and I think it's a great option if you wanted a light breakfast. Overall, we really enjoyed our stays at the Hyatt Regency Tokyo, and the room renovations are a huge improvement from what they were before. The Regency Club is worth visiting if you have access or just want a space to catch up on work during the day. Service was great during our stays, and I'm sure we'll be back for future stays. If you made it this far in the video, leave a sparkle emoji down in the comments below and I'll try to heart and respond. My question to you is, what are your thoughts on the Hyatt Regency Tokyo, and would you stay here? Let me and everyone else know down in the comments below. See you in the next one. Sub, what are you doing?
The chips are so good. Stop recording. This is inappropriate.
This is his airport bag. He's trying to take chips back to the US. I think you can let them go, Sub. It's okay.
I didn't ruin them.
I wonder what the airport security is going to think of your chips.
Probably gonna think I'm an idiot. Rightfully so, too.